Hola, muy buenas a todos, bienvenidos un día más al canal. Como podéis ver, vamos a comenzar Remains of Edith Finch. La verdad es que es un juego al que le tenía ganas, es un poco viejito ya, tiene unos cuantos, alrededor de unos cerca de 10 años casi, más o menos. Y le tenía ganas. Como acabamos de terminar el Kingdom Hearts y en breves va a salir el Adventures of Elliot, vamos a probar este, a ver qué tal.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Bueno, pues vamos al principio. ¿Hay alguna manera de ir más rápido?
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Vale, vivió aquí hasta los 11 años, pero no podía entrar a la mitad de los cuartos. Interesante. A ver, ¿qué es esto?
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Vale, un montón de facturas que supuestamente son urgentes y que habría que abrir inmediatamente, pero es que son de hace 7 años.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Y no habías vuelto desde el funeral de tu hermano Luis.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
Y tenemos una llave que nos ha dejado nuestra madre, pero no
Maybe she
sabemos
thought
para
I'd
qué
know,
servía.
or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Vale, pues no lo sabes, pero el misterio te ha hecho volver, como se supone que pretendía, ¿no? ¿Qué hay por aquí abajo? Aparte de un
The
montón de
truth is,
ranas.
even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
Vale, nunca
But now I have
pensaste que
questions about my
volverías.
family that only the house knew the answers to.
Bueno, pues a ver si hallamos la
The
respuesta a
woods
esas
around the house have
preguntas.
always been uncomfortably silent, as if they're about to say something but never do.
La verdad es que esta zona así tiene un poco de mal rollo, ¿no? Y un montón de carteles de desaparecido por el suelo.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Eso que está ahí hacia arriba está un poco construido de aquella manera, ¿no? Madre mía.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Me extraña que te haga sentir incómoda la casa. Tiene una pinta...
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Tenías miedo de la casa.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Vale. Pues la llave no es de ahí.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Vale. ¿Será de aquí? No esperaba que
Crawling through
entrase
the
por
doggy
ahí.
door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Pensaba que iba a abrir la
The power had
puerta con
been
la
turned
llave.
off the night we left.
Vale, no tenemos luz. Voy a estar. Echamos un vistazo por aquí. Un montón de cañas
For
de
the first
pescar.
time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Bueno, oye. Se murió con 22 años. Nuestro hermano, vaya. Anda, mira, una receta de una tarta.
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
No me extraña, tenéis aquí más latas como para no acabar hasta las narices de comer de lata.
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house. So we had Chinese a lot.
Vale. Ostras, que tienen más latas ahí.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it. Like a smile with too many teeth. Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Oye, pues está chulo. Mira el pajarín ese.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Vale, pues no es de ahí. Mira, hay más pajarines aquí. La camita del Michi,
Even the
entiendo.
fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Vale. A ver qué hay por aquí.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Pues sí, dejasteis todo un poco patas arriba. Silla de
It
ruedas,
was
una
like a bomb
bombona.
had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Vale, esto es la cocina.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Bueno, no se sabe, ¿no?
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Ah, bueno. ¿Vamos a subir o qué?
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Madre mía. Que selló todas las habitaciones y el otro hizo agujeros en la pared.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
A ver, es un poco turbio que estén los cuartos sellados y que todos tengan mirillas. ¿Qué quieres que te diga?
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Oye, al menos las puertas las tienen decoradas monas. Yo qué sé. Ahora entramos ahí. Vamos a ver aquí.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Con 10 añitos. No me he fijado en el resto, pero... Molly con 10 añitos. Vale, aquí hay más. Eddie, una buena edad. Sven también. Aquí Gregory, un añito. Y Calvin, 11. Vale, he visto que hay algo por ahí también, pero me intriga esto.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Y esta no está sellada.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Es de aquí la llave.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
20.000 leguas bajo el mar. O algo así. Ese es el de Moby Dick. ¿Cómo se llama en español? Bueno, ahora no me acuerdo. Hacia
Now it
arriba.
was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Vale, pero espera, antes quiero entonces ver qué hay por aquí. Espera, espera. Bárbara, con 14 añitos.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Porque fue una estrella infantil, ¿no?
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Vale, pues entonces volvamos. A ver qué encontramos por allí.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
A ver qué hay por aquí.
But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Pues otro
Just like I
cuartito,
had
¿no?
no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
O sea, que es la habitación de Molly.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Oye,
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
pues sí, sí que parece un poco como un cuadro. Algo más con lo que podamos interactuar. Aquí.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving. so I looked around for something to eat.
O sea, a ver, pronto ya no estaré. Su madre la mandó a la cama sin cenar y se levantó a por algo de comer. Y está iluminada la jaula del gerbo. No me digas que se comió el gerbo.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Ah, se comió la comida. Vale, menos mal. Bueno, era mejor de lo que yo esperaba.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Que te duermas. Bueno, pues... A ver qué más hay
My
por aquí.
Halloween candy was all gone.
No hay chuches. Yo qué sé, tienes unos peces ahí también. Pensé en...
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Madre mía, que pensó en comerse al pez. Pero se contuvo. A ver, el caballito balancín. ¿Qué es eso?
I kept
La pasta de
eating and
dientes.
eating.
Se comió la pasta de dientes. Madre mía.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Y las vallas estas de acebo.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
Un pajarillo.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
No me digas que te la quieres comer.
I reached out for her.
También tienes
Suddenly-
candada la ventana.
I was a cat.
Como que eres un gato.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Como para no estar aterrorizado, le está persiguiendo un gato. Bueno, una niña que se ha convertido en gato.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Y ahora... Salto por aquí. He perdido al pájaro, por cierto. No sé ni dónde está. Ahí hay un nido, ¿no?
I jumped and I almost got her.
Espera. Que te caes, que te caes. Bueno, no sé si puedo caerme. Para abajo. No puedo subirme a la mesa.
I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl.
Ahora somos
all I
una
heard was
lechuza.
the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Vale, lo hemos cazado.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit.
Y nos
Then
hemos
I
comido
flew
el
off to
conejo.
find something bigger. A mama rabbit.
Una mamá conejo.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Y ahora somos un tiburón. Era de esperar, ¿no? Un tiburón aquí en el medio de la montaña, rodando cuesta abajo.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Pero estoy viendo algo ahí delante, supongo que te lo comerás ahora. Que es una foquita.
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
¿Dónde está? Espera, ahí. Qué difícil es controlar esta vista, madre mía.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Qué sueños más extraños. Bueno, no sé si es un sueño o qué narices es esto, pero...
Grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
¿Y ahora dónde estamos? No lo sé, pero tengo un tentáculo. Aquí, ¿qué tengo que hacer?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Ah, tira con todo.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Y te lo vas a comer, ¿no?
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Sí, querías parar, pero no. Habrá que ir por aquí, ¿no?
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
A ver, ¿dónde nos lleva ahora?
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
A ver, que no veo. Me deslicé por la arena y el agradable aroma me llevó hasta una vieja tubería.
I got closer and closer.
Es tu habitación.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Y los dos sabemos que yo estaré deliciosa.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Entiendo que tenemos que completar todo esto.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
Puede ser, no te digo yo que no.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
O sea que Molly también era un gatito abandonado.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Vale, esta es la habitación de la bisabuela Edie. A ver, vemos algo por
Her
aquí.
room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
A ver, ¿algo habrá que hacer aquí o qué? No, sin más, ¿no? Porque tiene como moquedad, está en el suelo. El
The
baño.
only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
El baño rosa,
It
madre
was a
mía.
pretty big trace. There's a secret in this bathroom.
Vale.
It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
¿Qué es todo esto?
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Sí, me parecía como un pequeño estudio de revelación de fotos.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Bueno, subamos. No veo otra cosa que hacer.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Vale, está columpiándose.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At
Que
Barbara's
moriría antes de
funeral,
comerse un
he swore
champiñón.
he'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam, come in. Dinner's ready. Coming.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Se va a
I
tirar por aquí
told him
para
going
abajo.
around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin, I'm not going to tell you again.
Sí,
maybe
sí.
if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt. I think he'd already made up his mind.
Madre mía, esto va a acabar mal.
That's what I want to remember about my brother. That's the day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Y voló, voló.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Espero que no lo consiguieses porque sigues aquí viva, entonces... Creo que no lo has conseguido.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
¿Y por aquí qué hay?
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Uy, qué de misterios hay aquí, ¿no? ¿Qué de compartimentos tiene esta casa?
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Vale, pues tengo abierto ahí ya, ¿no? Vamos a seguir por aquí.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Ah, vale, esto es para meterme dentro otra vez. No, no, no quiero meterme dentro. No, no, quiero que salgas. Digo, igual podía interactuar con algo de ahí, yo qué sé.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Pues quizás.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
El final
Old
sorpresa de
Jack
Barbara
here
Finch.
with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Ya al crecer.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages.
Por eso hay tantos pasadizos en la casa.
The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks,
Ah,
babe.
vale.
I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
Y ahí grito bien, ¿no?
She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Y la música.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Y un montón de sangre, no sé. ¿Dónde pretendes ir, Bárbara?
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Ah, bien. La sierra.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Toma.
Oh!
Por imbécil.
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there?
¿Qué ocurre ahora?
Hey, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Bueno, nos llevamos la muleta por si acaso, ¿no? A ver, ¿dónde están las escaleras? ¿Qué hacéis?
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
Toma.
And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
¿Qué tendré que ir por esta?
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
No sé, habrá que bajar a comprobarlo. Y ahora no estará ahí tirado, claro.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
El timbre. Justo ahora.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent.
¿Se la han comido o...?
Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As
O sea, que el niño lo vio.
tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Bueno, un final feliz. ¿Podemos salir por aquí? No. ¿Y aquí queda algo? No creo, ¿no? Vale, pues habrá que salir por el cajón este.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Vale, pero entonces si bajo a jugar con la caja de música, funcionará como una llave. Ey, ¿dónde está? Sí. Claro, no hay luz. Entonces nada. Tampoco tenemos linterna. Pero oye, qué guay, tenían mesa de billar y todo, ¿no?
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Ya, porque está todo hecho un poco tal, ¿no?
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
¿Qué
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
es
She
esto?
said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Una despensa.
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
No, sí, por lo visto todos morís. Menos tú, de momento.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
Que lleva 30 años aquí abajo. Bueno, llevaba.
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
Bueno, va a comerse unos
Having a
melocotones.
schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Uy, se cayó.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
A ver, ya no hubo temblores, no sé. Supongo que algo habrá
It's been a
cambiado.
week now, the longest in 30 years.
Ya no tienes
I'm done waiting.
melocotoncios.
I have to leave while I still can.
Vaya búnker se montó el tío aquí abajo, ¿eh?
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
Bueno, está tirando una pared.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one real day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Vale, pues este acabó siendo atropellado por un tren, ¿no? Madre mía.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Pues a la baja.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Hombre, a ver,
But
es
if she never
que
told me about an uncle under the house,
es un poco turbio todo esto.
I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
Sí, eso también.
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Madre mía, qué basura.
Trying to bury something that's still alive.
A ver si va a pasar un tren también.
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Y le dejaron ahí un trencito. No sé si es irónico. Vale, ya no hay vía. Bueno, vamos por aquí. ¿Y esas sillas ahí?
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
¿Y estas cosas?
But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Aquello que parpadea allí, ¿qué será?
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Sí, un poco confuso. Sé que, bueno, hasta el momento lo que tengo claro es que estamos viendo la muerte de tus
I think
familiares.
people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
¿Qué será aquello que parpadea allí al fondo? Supongo que si está en algún punto llegaremos.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
A ver, quizás estabais todos tumbados y ya está. Nunca se sabe.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Ah, bueno. Una familia un poco rara, sí.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Ostras, pues sí que habéis tenido
3 of the
mascotas.
gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Ah, bien. 3 gerbos eran tuyos y 2 de ellos estaban ahí por tu culpa, madre mía. No veo el de Molly, la gatita. Bueno, da igual.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Molly Finch. Y con una gatita ahí. Calvin, Sven, Eddie, Walter y Bárbara.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Madre mía, pero...
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
¿Pero quién construyó una casa así tan rara? Un cementerio al lado, aquí unas estatuas. A ver si vemos qué es aquello. Supongo que esto funcionará.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Vale, esa es la vieja casa. ¿Y ahora?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Ya, no me extraña.
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Gus, Gregory y Sam. Bueno, vamos a bajar por aquí. ¿Qué es
She
eso que hay ahí?
lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
¿Qué es esto? Una corona.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Bueno, no sé si era mejor que te lo contase o que regresases y lo descubrieses tú, porque es un poco turbio. Vale, aquí ya hemos estado, siendo un gato.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Ah, que estás embarazada 22 semanas y tú escalando aquí en unos árboles. ¿Qué agallas tienes, madre mía?
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
¿Era un cazador o qué? Porque hay aquí un montón de bichos. Vamos a echar un vistazo por aquí. Bueno, pues vamos a la mesa, que ya he visto que está ahí la cosa. Otra vez esos muñequitos.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
Tiene pinta,
Never
¿sí?
forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
La cámara es más vieja que tú.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though. Aw.
Habrá que sacarle otra, ahora que hay más. No sé, no veo nada así especialmente.
Definitely should not have drunk all
Ahí.
that coffee.
¿Qué haces?
Hold still while I take
¿Qué
a
estás
picture of
meando?
Hey!
you. That's a keeper.
Sí, creo que estaba meando.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of it.
A ver.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target.
Quizá esa mejor.
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn!
Madre mía. Qué precisión. Ay, pobrecilla.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Dawn, just gotta reset the timer.
Ah, vale. Espera. ¿Ya?
It's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
still...
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
¡Hola! Y así fue como murió este, ¿no?
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Bueno, vamos
Sam
a
spent
ver
his
si
life
encontramos
shooting
otra.
photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Pues sí, eso parece. Todos tenemos miedo de algo, supongo.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Vale, nueva habitación. A ver. A ver, espera. Una demanda de
Dear
divorcio.
Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Vale, somos un bebecito.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Ahora movemos la rana.
God's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
Vale. Esperamos.
Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw.
Ahora está un poco loquito el bebé, ¿o qué?
He reminded me so much of Calvin.
Mira cómo bailan los patos.
Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw.
¿Qué tengo que tirar la ballena? Que está moviendo el ojo. A ver, solo pasa por este lado, así que tiene que ser algo de aquí. Igual es tirar todas las letras, es que no lo entiendo. No, que es algo por aquí.
sure made him
Vale.
happy.
¿Podemos dar la vuelta? Ahí. Vale, creo que hay que llegar al champú, ¿no? Bueno, al jabón ese. A ver, si la pongo un poco allí, ¿puedo moverte?
I know how
Ahí.
silly it sounds.
Pero la
But
rana le
I'm
dio el
worried about a
jabón, ¿no?
baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
Se va a ahogar, no me digas más.
Hey, there's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
No, fue culpa de la rana. No fue culpa de ella.
I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Y encima dejan todo aquí, los muñequitos, el champú, la ballena. Vale, nos queda aproximadamente la mitad, ¿no? A ver, ciérrate.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet
A ver. Poema
A
para
poem
Gus,
for
que
Gus,
siempre dijo que
who
la
always
boda
said the
era
wedding was a
una
bad
mala
idea.
idea.
Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Las palabras se las lleva el viento, ¿no? Bueno, en este caso la cometa.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Vale, o sea que se le obligó a ir a una boda que no quería ir y se puso a volar la cometa.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom.
Traté de convencerlo, pero dijo, no necesitamos a una madrastra, aunque nunca... ¡Ey, baja, baja, baja! Quiero que bajes. La había visto, vale. Así que lo que le pasa es que no quería una madrastra.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Vale.
geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Se puso a llover, vale. No me digas que le va a pasar lo que creo que va a pasar.
Rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Claro, por eso están las sillas por aquí entonces, ¿no? Por los árboles, ¿o qué? ¿Te imaginas?
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Que traigan más cerveza.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Vale, no le pasó lo que yo creía que iba a pasar. Pensaba que iba un
She never
rayo
talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was
a pegarle
boy,
en la
they were going
cometa.
to name me Gus.
Y que iba a electrocutarlo. Pero bueno, no ha sido así. Vale, vamos a dejarlo aquí, que llevamos unos cuantos. Y la verdad es que está muy interesante, pero no quiero hacerlo muy largo, entonces vamos a dejarlo aquí y a continuación descubrimos cómo acaba todo esto. Aún nos quedan unos pocos por descubrir cómo han muerto, porque lo único que estamos viendo son muertes, y a ver cómo acaba esta historia, que la verdad es que está bastante entretenida. Así que nada, muchas gracias por ver el vídeo. Si os ha gustado y queréis apoyar el canal, sois más que bienvenidos a suscribiros o darle like, y nos vemos en el siguiente. ¡Hasta la próxima!